Hello, it's Gameli, RevitTunes.com. So let's continue with the tutorial number 8, and it's Revit MEP 2012, and is the creation of a fire sprinkler system. So in the previous lesson we did a quantities of sprinkler heads. Now we are going to do quantities of pipes and then pipe fittings. So again, we will do, I need to minimize the window here. So in the tab view, schedule, quantities, I need to turn off the music also. So over here is the window for new schedule, and I will choose pipes, P pipes, and I want to call it pipe schedule G to identify it quickly, or Gameli, just G. Alright, so again, we could add all the values first and then remove what we don't need, or we could choose, in this case I have a clue what I need, but probably I just add really quickly. I'm going to stop the recording and remove all the values with no information. Okay, I have removed most of the pipes that we don't need. So in this case, over here I'm gonna double click on the vertical line, so the size of the column, it will adjust automatically. And as you see right here, in connection type we could choose flanged or welded or threaded. In this case I didn't use more than one type, all are threaded, so there's no reason to include it in the quantity schedule. Obviously, if for whatever reason in the design is choose to be in some parts welded, then it will make sense to have it included in the schedule. And right now it doesn't make sense, so I will remove it because there is no value, so no that connection type, and I will leave cost, and description also I forgot to remove, is empty. Now let's double click here. We have family and type, and what the family is, we know is a pipe, and the type is for a fire protection wet pipe. That we create that type of pipe when we begin the tutorial. If you remember one of those videos at the beginning, when we came into the families here and we went to pipes and we create pipe fittings and pipe types right here, and we create this dry and wet. So this is the type of this family. The family is pipe and the type is wet or dry. Okay, now I will remove this because anyways in the second one is the family and the type, so we know what we need to know with this second column. So let's remove family, and the second column has the second information, which is wet system or dry system. Now obviously in diameter there is diameter nominal and inner diameter, which will be the actual diameter from inside the pipe. If we did some calculation we might need this, but in this case I just want to see the nominal because it's the one for purchasing. So let's remove inner diameter. I will leave the length, and the mark. Every time you create one pipe, automatically the software put a mark. So if for whatever reason you want to identify each segment, you could put a tag. And let's say if you go to a fabrication and say segment 11 covered this length, 715 covered this length. So each segment will have a length, so you could put a label. So when you bring it to installation, probably you could put together few segments and bring it to already welded to the site. So in this case, I don't care the mark because we are not going to use it. I just gave you a clue how you could use. And material, I'm using only one material, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, again, outer diameter, I don't care, I just care the nominal number. And okay, overall size, I'm going to remove it because apparently it's not exactly as we buy it in the store. So if I use this overall number, I don't know what it means, because like this is 1.5, it rounds to even inches, so I don't want that. I'm not sure, because I'm not a mechanical engineer, what is the use of the overall size. I want the nominal that we use in the industry to buy it. Again, I'm going to remove this section. Is similar to the part, the mark that we remove. I had too many repeated information that I don't need. Right here I have size, and over here diameter. So I don't need to, and I don't need this section mark either. So let's remove it. And now I'm going to double click here, because we have the type right here. I don't really want to get information about the system, so I will remove system. I just want pipe type, no system type right now. So no system information at this point. And the type of pipe is fire protection, we already know, and over here it's already included, so I will remove the last one. Remove. And outer diameter. So counter diameter, okay, so this is the nominal diameter. This is the family type and what system is, and I will organize now. Let's put the name above, move up, then the diameter. Now we could put count of segments. We don't really care how many segments, but I'll leave it for now. And the cost could be bilinear foot. Okay, so it's more organized here, and it's counting how many segments of this length. So let's start organizing here. What I need is what kind of pipe is, what diameter, how many pieces of each particular length. I could do that like that, or if we are not going to do that in fabrication, I could get a total length of each diameter if we don't want each piece. Okay, so now by looking the chart right here, the schedule, if you see every pipe right here, it says wet system. Some don't say if it's wet or dry system, and none of these pipes says dry system, and this is a good tool to verify if I have a mistake in my layout here. So I'm going to hide for now the system browser. So it's in Analyze, hide the system browser, don't save, and I'm going to put side to side this. Now remember, these pipes, no, actually these pipes supposed to be from the dry system, and they are in the wet system. The reason is, when I created, I forgot to change the type, the pipe type. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to erase those, and I will use the 3D view. In fact, from plan, I could just make a window. I'm going to move this tag to the side because it's in the way to do a window. Okay, so I could do one window here, hold Control, another window, and if I go to the 3D view, I lost my selection, but I could right click, select previous. Okay, so this is what I have selected. I don't want the sprinklers to be selected, and that is my selection. And also I'm going to remove this big, I think the reducer, I could leave it as the selection, but not the T. So now I'm going to delete it. Instead of changing to a wet system, I'm going to delete it, because the problem is, if I change from wet system to dry system, the pipes, the fitting, which is the elbows and the teeth, they don't go to the other system. Only pipes you could change from one system to another one. And probably I should have show you that sample. I'm going to delete this tag so it's not in the way, because the exercise is not about tags. And I could prove that if I select this, notice that I could swap it to dry system. I'm not gonna do that, but I could do that. But if I choose one of the fittings, I don't have a wet system fitting, so that's why I deleted. So again, I will highlight my T, right click, draw a pipe, and automatically it's going to choose the one is by default. I changed it before. Originally we drew it in wet system. Now I'm going to draw it in dry. And remember, we don't want to connect this, and we have a slope that we set it up. I think we set it up to slope up at 1/8, I believe. I'm gonna use 1/8 right now. I don't remember if that's the same we used before, but as long as it drops in that direction, so that's why it slopes up. So I forgot one thing. I'm gonna do it again. I forgot to hit the space bar. So the space bar, it will grab the appropriate height. So draw a pipe. Now hit space, so it grabs this height of this pipe. And now the slope, let's see if it's still is we lost the slope, 1/8 of an inch up. Okay, so I hit the space one time. Now let's do it again, probably after I select the slope. So draw pipe, select this slope up, 1/8, zoom out, hit the space bar. Let's see. I'm going to delete the whole the whole T, because when we started we didn't have a T. All this connection we didn't have it. So let's put it back to before we did that. I just connected, and it shouldn't be like that. The height is 9, and this should be also 9. Okay, and manage, modify. I'm gonna use, oh, I see, because we had two diameters, and this is 2 inches, this is 1.5. So first I will put it in the same diameter, 2 inches also this, and then we change it now after we connected it. So I want to make it the way it was in the past. Okay, so it's 2 inches. Now we were saying draw a pipe with a slope of 1/8, slope up 1/8. Then we select hit space, and let's do this. Click, and okay, so we got the message again, and remember it's because this is a dry system, this one right here, and this is a wet system, and until I put a certain valve here it will not give me that message. But for now I'm going to do just the pipes. I'm not going to put the valve here. Alright, so now we know this is okay. I didn't change my type, so I have to do it again, undo. So I will do just undo, so I don't have to erase everything. Alright, so again, the reason is I say create similar, and then I say put the slope of 1/8, and is there. Now because I say similar is going back to wet, now I change not dry, now it's dry, I'm sorry, not wet. So I click space. That was my mistake before. Okay, now I'm going to remove the error message. Now it's dry and this is wet, and we said this was 1.5 because it was for 4 sprinklers. So this segment is the one I switched it back to 2 earlier. Okay, 1.5, and for 2 we say 1.25 for 2 sprinklers. No, 1 inch for 2 sprinklers. So this should be 1 inch, and this should be 1 inch. Okay, now it's good. Now this is not connected, remember, so let's go to 3D view. It's the only one is not connected, so I highlight it and look for the connect button. Oh, I missed it. It's here. Connect to this pipe. And I hope I use the wet, the dry. Okay, dry. Okay, so it's dry. All this is dry, and now this should be fine. Now this should show some dry system, and before it didn't show dry system. Okay, so all this is dry, all these pipes. Before we didn't have anyone, so now it's correct. Now one more thing, let's see these pipes, where they are. These pipes, why it shows standard. Let's see, I highlight, let's put side to side. Now if I select it, as long as I know where it is, I know this is wet system, so I could change it, this to wet system. Where is this one? Is this little piece, so it should be wet system too. So in fact, if I zoom out, I know this I don't remember if it was dry system, but I could figure out if I touch the sprinkler was wet system. Okay, so all these pipes, which is this, is wet. In fact, I know everything is wet because the only dry are these, and we already fixed it. So if I zoom out, I could see what I'm fixing here. Wet. I'm going to stop the recording and wait and fix all this. Okay, I fixed all those pieces that when I drew it, I grabbed the generic pipe. I wasn't using the default, by default, the wet pipe, fire protection wet system. Now we know we fix all the dry ones, and we have let me see, yeah, I could see it here. All these dry are correct. Dry is this, yeah, okay. So now we know we could continue. We know we fix our error. Now I want to do this. I want to organize all the wet in one group and then dry. So trying to go quick. So by family type, and put a blank space. So we have dry, blank space, and all this wet. Right? Now I want it organized by diameter, so let's add one more. Sorting. Now the second step is by diameter. What about another blank space? So half an inch space, 1 inch space, dry, then wet, 1 inch space, 1 1/4 space, 1 1/2 space. Now what about, we don't want to see, right now we have these segments and we could have a total. Okay, let's say in a shop we are going to cut these segments like that, so then it makes sense to keep it like that. So do we need a total? And no, because all these dimensions are different unless it's the same dimension. So I could organize by dimension now. So sorting by length, and okay, I'm gonna put a blank space just to see what happened. I don't really want all those separated like that, unless I have it so many like this, like groups of these, or all are the same. But okay, let's say that's good. What I'm going to remove is to repeat 3 times the same. So let's do this. Format it. Let's see how it looks if I remove itemize. Okay, so now I have 3 pieces this length, 16 pieces this length, 1 piece this length, 1 piece this length. And let's get a grand total at the bottom, so we know how much pipe. But I don't want the grand total of everything. I want it by diameter. How much of half an inch, how much of 1 inch. So let's do this. I just want formatting, count, calculate totals. And in sorting, I want totals. Let's see, I want totals I say, okay, this already calculating tolerance, but I didn't say where I want to see it. So after length, because I want tolerance by length, if I have 20 of this length, I want to see how much is of, oh no, I want it by diameter. That's what I want. Alright, so format it. So I didn't want just the count total. Okay, so type diameter, I want it here. After diameter, I want a total. Totals only. Okay, so let's see what we have. Pipe fire protection, 1/2 inch. We have one piece of this length and one piece of that length. So I don't need the blank in between. So I will remove the blank. In diameters, I don't want a blank space. I just want the total. Oh, well, I did something wrong. No, this. Let's see. I want to do undo because I lost track of what I did. So we had this diameter. We don't need this blank space. We want it after this total. So we don't want blank space here. We don't want here. We want it after diameter. Okay, now I like it now. Now this is beautiful. So fire protection, the pipe type, dry system, 1/2 inch, one piece of each segment, total 2 pieces of this. And we have 1 inch diameter, we have one piece of each of these segments. And so far so on, 16 pieces of this length. And is the same diameter, 1 inch diameter, and right here is why is separated this. Oh, I was wondering why is separated. If this is 1 inch, this is 1 inch, why is separated? The reason is because this is from the dry system, and after finish the dry system, it starts over all the wet system. So that's all I want. It's perfect. We have these 2 segments of this length, 6 inches, and all these segments, one of each of this length and this diameter. All done. Alright, so this is video 8, and this is RevitTools.com, and I hope you enjoy this. Thank you very much. This is Gameli. See you in Autodesk University in Las Vegas.